Welcome to the Granny Square series. This week you can learn how to make this lovely cluster granny square. This is one of my favourite filler squares to use for a granny square blanket. So let's get started. I'm using Stylecraft Special DK acrylic yarn in pale rose with a 4mm hook. So starting with a double magic circle, chain 1. So for round 1, we are going to make 6 cluster stitches using 2 US doubles, UK trebles together with a chain 2 space between each stitch. So I've already chained 1, chain 2, and then we're going to make 2 stitches together. And chain 2. So we're going to repeat 5 more times. Yeah, make 2 stitches together. Oops. And chain 2. So I'm going to carry on and make 4 more stitches. You can pause and I'll see you at the end of the round. I'm just making my last cluster now in a chain 2. So count your stitches, make sure you've got 6, and then we'll tighten the circle. And we're going to slip stitch into the first cluster to join, and then slip stitch into the chain 2 space. And that's how your square, or circle rather, should look at the end of round 1. So to begin round 2, we're going to chain 2, and then in each chain 2 space we're going to make a 2 stitch cluster, chain 1, a 2 stitch cluster, chain 1. So we have 6 stitches at the moment, cluster stitches, and at the end of round 2 we'll have 12 cluster stitches. Yeah, so let's do the first chain space together. We make a 2 stitch cluster, chain 1, and then a 2 stitch cluster. And chain 1, and we repeat all the way around to the end of the round. Yeah, so 2 stitches with a chain 1 space between each stitch in each chain 2 space from the previous round. So if you're making along, you can press pause if you want, and I'll see you at the end of the round. So I've just made my last stitch and my last chain 1. I'm going to slip stitch into the first cluster to join, and then slip stitch into the chain 1 space. So at the end of round 2 you should have 12 cluster stitches with 12 chain 1 spaces. Round 3 we're going to chain 2 again. So this time we're going to make clusters with US doubles, UK trebles, but we're going to use 3 stitches. Yeah, so I'm going to go into each space with a 3 stitch cluster, and then chain 2, hop across to the next space, make a 3 stitch cluster, and then chain 2, and I'll see you at the end of the round. So I've just made my last cluster stitch. I'm going to slip stitch into the first cluster to join, and then slip stitch into the first chain space. And at the end of round 3 you should have 12 3 stitch clusters with 12 chain 2 spaces. So to start round 4, we're going to square this circle now. We're going to chain 1, whoops, and we're going to start our repeat in the middle of the edge. Yeah, so we're in this space here, and then we'll do the corner and then this space here. So we're going to go around the corner, and each corner is the same. So we're going to start with a US single, UK double, and then 2 half US doubles, half UK trebles. Then into the next space we make our corner. So we're going to make 2 US doubles, UK trebles. We're going to make 1 US treble, UK double treble. We're going to chain 1 or 2 depending on your tension. And then we're going to make 1 US treble, UK double treble. We're then going to make 2 US doubles, UK trebles, all into the same space. And there's our corner. So there are 6 stitches in each corner. Into the next space we make 2 half US doubles, half UK trebles, and then 1 US single, UK double. And that's our repeat. Yeah, so that's over 3 chain spaces, and we do the same thing in the next 3. So you can go back to the start and repeat, or you may have remembered it, but I'll see you at the end of the round. I'm just making my last stitch now. You should be finishing with a US single, UK double, and then you will have 12 stitches along each edge. Yeah, so we're just going to slip stitch to join, and then I'm going to, whoops, chain 2 so that I can cut the yarn. And there we have it, our cluster granny square. Aren't they cute together? I'll see you in the next video.